Good morning, beautiful world. My name is Ryan, and I recognize that some of you woke up this morning not feeling like you woke up in such a beautiful morning or in such a beautiful world. And that's okay. I'm here to talk about it. Sometimes we get wrapped up in our dark thoughts, and that's not on us. Not always. Because sometimes we know all the right answers. We know we're supposed to reach out and ask for help. We know we're supposed to talk about it. We know we're supposed to get honest about it. What you know and what you can do don't always feel like the same thing. So today I'm here to talk about what to do when you're in your dark thoughts, or you're in that dark place, and you know the answers, but it feels impossible to reach out. It feels impossible to get help. It feels impossible to explain yourself. So today I'm going to talk about how we can reach out, how we can explain ourselves, and how we can get through those dark thoughts when they feel impossible. Some days will be better than others. And sometimes we'll use those days that are better to rationalize not getting help on the days that we're not okay. Because we know we have the strength to get through just about anything. We know that. But we're also confused and afraid, and the situation just seems so complex and overwhelming. And it's okay to feel that way. So, I'll give you a little example of what that all means to me from a personal perspective. When I'm in my dark place, this is what it looks like in my head. Imagine a hurricane in the dead of night, and all the power is knocked out. Now, imagine in the eye of that hurricane, there's this little peaceful place. It's not a happy place. It's just not being destroyed at the moment. And all it is this little plain patch of ground. It's as bare as can be. And that's where I'm standing. And there's no wind and there's no rain. And that center spot is very quiet. But no matter which direction I look, it's chaos swirling around. Dark chaos I can't see through. Chaos I can't make sense of. There's too much just flying in every direction. When I feel like that, the hardest thing in the world to do is explain why I feel how I feel, or even explaining how I feel. I can reach out and say, I'm not okay, forward, backward, inside, and out. But how does anyone know how to help me if they don't know to what extent I'm not okay, or what's really wrong with me to begin with? The solution, and this is going to sound insane, but the solution is to step from that quiet place into the storm and get a better look. Don't dive in headlong. Don't give up. Don't make things worse on yourself. But learn. Learn about your thoughts, your feelings. Because only you truly understand the depths of what's going on in your mind. I've caused whole fights in my family trying to explain my thoughts to people who don't understand because they're not in the same dark place. They're not wrong for not understanding me. How can they? It's not their mind. It's not. The world up here isn't the same as the world that's up here in their head. And when I'm standing in that dark place and that storm is spiraling around me, while I'm standing in that place, the world is revolving around me. When I step out from that dark place into that storm, I am stepping out into the world in spite of how scary and chaotic it seems. And instead of it being about me, It is about learning my surroundings, my environment, mentally, physically, emotionally, to figure out which things are and aren't hurting me, which things are and aren't going to hurt me more, which things are and aren't going to hurt others. That doesn't mean make reckless decisions. That doesn't mean step out blindly into the storm and fall off the wagon if you're in recovery, or up and leave your whole family for some desire to change. It just means learn and experience. For me, that can be as simple as step out of my head and make that phone call to that counselor with the admission, I don't know how to explain myself. I'm just trying to learn. Start with honesty. Start with your voice in general. You know, the trick to all of this really is you don't have to explain yourself to others if you're not ready. But whatever you keep bottled up will stay bottled up and will continue to be part of the storm. So at your own pace, you might not know how to reach out and ask for that help. You might not know how to step out into that storm and experience. You might not know what experiences to even look for, and that's okay. That's just how life goes. But give yourself credit. You don't know what you don't know, and you do know what you do know. Build on what you know. For me, I know that when I'm in that very dark place, a lot of it is centered on internal loneliness. I feel misunderstood, and the harder I try to fight to feel understood, the harder I'm pushing people away from me. I need to step back, relax, and just be okay with the fact that not everyone is going to understand what I have to say, what I have going on. That's fine. I also need to understand myself and be okay with what I don't understand in myself, which is also fine. You see, part of the reason we're in that dark place is because things are just moving too fast for us. Things are overwhelming to us. The answers seem too far away to understand or to attain. Hope seems kind of lost. And a lot of the times, people who are in that dark place are the people who are already at risk of giving up on themselves to begin with. Don't give up on yourself. You may not have the ability to act right now, but you have the ability to learn more. Stepping out in the storm doesn't mean you have to have the power to stop the hurricane. It doesn't mean you have to have the power to do damage control. It doesn't mean you have to have the strength to clean anything up, or to save anybody else, or to even look for other survivors. You can do all of those things at your own pace when you're ready. But stepping out in the storm just means having a willingness to learn. And that willingness to learn, everything you've learned can be applied against those dark thoughts. And the more things you learn, the more pieces you have to build that shelter against that storm. So be willing to learn. You'll be okay. And the more you learn, the more okay you'll be. You don't have to have the answers right now. You'll find them. Just don't deprive yourself of that willingness to find them, to find those answers. Because they are out there. It just might take a little work to get to. And that storm looks really scary. But here's one last little tidbit I'm going to leave you with before we say our goodbyes for today. You don't have to walk out into that storm alone. And you don't have to learn alone. I'm making these videos because I've been walking out into my own storm for years. I'm hoping that they help you walk out into your storm. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section down below. I will always reply. Because you don't have to walk out in that storm alone. I don't have the answers for you. But if you're not feeling very strong, you have the willingness to learn. Just not quite the strength. There are plenty of people in the world who would rather be your strength than watch you fall. So, reach out. Leave a comment. It's okay. It's okay to be afraid. Just be ready to learn. And be ready to do so at your own pace. Knowledge is the most powerful tool we will ever have in human society. Knowledge and love. You quest to get the knowledge. I'll be here to love you for it. Even when you can't love yourself. Thank you all for listening today. I hope this has helped you. If you needed the help, find the strength to step out into your storm. Don't stop learning. You're going to be fine. I swear.